What is up, guys? Bobgar here for $10 Deck, and today we're going to look at a $10 red deck wins. $10 on Magic Online, it's about $55 in paper, and yeah, it's kind of your classic, only a few creatures. Most of them, it doesn't really matter too much if they get removed, and then a lot of just burn spells to face to try to finish our opponent off quickly in a few turns. And the fact that we run so few creatures, we're kind of blanking their removal. Let's take a look at the cards. So first up, 1 mana burn spells, we have Lightning Bolt. This is probably the best card in the deck. It sees play in every format where it's legal. 3 damage to target creature or player for 1 mana. And then the rest of the things in this slide are basically bad versions of Lightning Bolt in some way. So Lava Spike is a Lightning Bolt, but it can only hit players and it's at sorcery speed. Rift Bolt is like Lightning Bolt, but it's at sorcery speed. It costs 3 mana unless you suspend it, but you're pretty much always suspending it. And if you suspend it, basically it only costs 1 mana, but you don't get to play it till your next upkeep. And finally, we're running 2 Shard Volleys. We're running less of this one because it requires you to sacrifice a land. But otherwise, it's just Lightning Bolt for 1 mana. It's just you have to sacrifice a land to do it. 2 mana burn. Alright, I guess the first two are a little bit like bad Lightning Bolts as well. They're basically Lightning Bolts, but they cost 2 mana instead of 1. Incinerate has a little added bonus where the creature that you kill with Incinerate can't be regenerated, but that's not usually very relevant. Also, Magma Jet only does 2 damage for 2 mana, which is considerably worse, but it lets you scry too, and scry is pretty important in burn decks because you really don't want to hit lands late. And then Skullcrack. Skullcrack is good both because it deals 3 damage to a player a little bit like Lava Spike, and because it has the text, players can't gain life this turn, and damage can't be prevented this turn. The gains life is usually more relevant, but a lot of times you'll want to use a Skullcrack in response to some card your opponent is using to try to gain life, especially post-board. So especially game 2 and 3 when your opponent is probably sideboarded in things that do gain them life. You can Skullcrack in response to their life gain spells. And then the 3 mana burn spells. There's only 2 copies of Flames of the Blood Hand. It's basically the same as Skullcrack, but it's 4 damage instead of 3. It has the same effect where the damage can't be prevented and players can't gain life. And then the creatures. So we're only running 3 creatures. We're running 4 of each. We're running 4 Monastery Swiftspear. This is our best turn 1 play a lot of the time. We want to get a creature out and start getting in for damage. And later on, like turn 2, if you have 2 1 mana spells, it can swing in for additional 3 damage just there. So you can get in for a lot of damage with her if you get her early. Keldon Marauders is nice because it's a 3/3, which is actually pretty big for a 2-drop. It goes away after a turn, but it does 1 damage when it enters and 1 damage when it leaves. So it's basically like a 2 mana, 2 damage burn spell that sometimes can block your opponent for a turn or sometimes can swing in for 3 damage. And Young Pyromancer is a 2-drop, but really you usually want to play it on turn 3 with a 1 mana spell in hand like Lightning Bolt or Lava Spike or something. It's a 2/1 and it has whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, which our deck is packed with, you put a 1/1 elemental creature token onto the battlefield. So if you wait till turn 3 or 4, a lot of times you can play him down and create 1 to 2 tokens before your opponent has a chance to remove him. He is definitely a removal magnet, and that makes him a little bit weak, but the fact that we can get value off him and get a bunch of 1/1s in either to chump block and slow our opponent down or to just swing in for extra damage makes him a valuable asset to the deck. And then finally the lands! We have 18! They're mountains. I think I counted out 18 mountains and pasted them on the page. If you find 17 or 19, I wouldn't be that surprised. Alright, that's the lands. That's the only lands in the deck. One of the nice things about playing monocolored decks is your land base doesn't cost you anything, whereas a lot of the other decks we look at least, a quarter to a third of our price has gone into the lands. And then sideboard options. So we're running 3 Tormod's Crypt, deal with graveyard-based decks. 2 Fork Bolts is just a flexible 1-drop burn spell. You can do 2 damage to a player if you need to, or you can split it across creatures. Especially useful if you know your opponent has a bunch of 1 toughness creatures of various types. Vendilion Click or Dark Confidant, things like that. Pyroclasm to deal with go-wide strategies, especially on things like elf kind of decks. Just wipe out a whole mass of creatures at once, hopefully. I mean, obviously, you don't really want it because it slows down your main game plan, but it's still worth it against certain decks, which are going to just combo off with lots of creatures and run you over. Searing Blood, we're only running 1 of. It deals 2 damage to target creature, and then 3 damage to that creature's controller if that creature dies. So, pretty good. The only disadvantage, obviously, is the creature has to actually die to do the damage, so it really doesn't work on bigger creatures, but on decks that run a lot of small creatures it's quite often worth it because it's a 3 damage burn spell with a bunch of upside. Basically, if they're running lots of, again, if it's like elves or they're running lots of birds in paradise and noble hierarchs, it makes total sense to side this in just to kill their dork while also dealing 3 damage to them. Smash the Smithereens is probably the best sideboard card we have. That's why we're running 4 of it. In a lot of matchups, this is just very, very strong. Destroy an artifact and deal 3 damage to that artifact's controller. So obviously against like Affinity, this is great. Or Lantern Control, or really just any deck that runs a lot of artifacts. And then finally, Sudden Shock. Sudden Shock's a weird one. It's just a 2 mana, 2 damage burn spell, but it has Split Second. And a lot of you might not be familiar with Split Second. What Split Second does is it says no spells can be played on the stack over Sudden Shock. So this keeps people from countering it, and it also keeps people from saving their creatures in other ways. They can't Restoration Angel to blink their creature to save it. They can't bounce the creature to hand. They can't do anything until Sudden Shock resolves. It's just nothing can be, no spells or abilities can be activated on top of it. It's not super important, but it's pretty good in certain matchups where you think they're going to be doing a lot of shenanigans like that. I find it pretty good against things like Kiki-Jiki decks to make sure you can kill Kiki-Jiki and they don't have a way to counter your kill spell, or flicker the Kiki-Jiki with a Restoration Angel and then go off, things like that. And other things too, but especially in combo decks, I like it a lot. Against combo decks that have small targets, I like it a lot. And then I did a little bit of a matchup breakdown for us. So as you can see, this is a very in-depth slide that I've put together here. Our matchup against Tron, I don't know whether we win or lose, but it looks to me like Karn is on fire, which is good. That's where we want Karn to be. Same with Huntmaster of the Fells. He's wearing some very flammable clothing. Death Shadow, I didn't even know you could set on fire, but he appears to be on fire as well. It makes a little more sense that Snapcaster Mage is on fire. I mean, Goblin Guide probably just lives in fire. I don't know, but we'll set him on fire too. He doesn't care. And that's the deck for the week. So I'm going to go play some matches, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you guys for watching as always. Take it easy. I'll see you in a minute. What's up, guys? Bobgar here, and we're playing some $10 red deck wins in Modern. It's actually really, I guess it's not quite. It's somewhere between red deck wins and mono red burn. I could see it being called either. It does have a couple creatures, but not a lot. This hand is not great, but I think it's keepable. Yeah, let's keep this. 3 lands is a little much, but not so bad that you can't keep it. Playing against Goblin Guides. Good to know. And he gets us a land. Nice. Alright, I think I'm going to not do anything and hold on to Lightning Bolt to kill the Goblin Guide when he swings. Maybe that'll get another land out of our deck. So it's very nice that he got this land out of our way, because we really did not want the 4th land. Oh, shoot. I guess I should have cast the spell, now that I think about it. At least. Well, I guess it doesn't matter too much. It's actually probably worth it to just discard that so that I have... Okay, he plays one of those. He swings with both. Trigger. I have Lightning Strike on top. I think I Lightning Bolt on, I guess, Goblin Guide here. Take 1. And I'll just do this now. Okay. Don't want him to have any creatures to do that kind of sustained damage with Bolt suspended. Sure. So you can play it that game. Okay. He got a second land. Nice. If he had Idle on here, it'd be really strong. He doesn't. Okay. Because if he had Idle on here, it'd be like, well, you better cast those Rift Bolts and take a whole bunch of extra damage. I guess the first one I would just target Idle on, so it wouldn't be that big a deal, but... So he goes to 9 here. Come on, damage spell. No, it's a land. I think I... Do I even play it down? Maybe I don't play it down. I think I Lava Spike. I think I pass turn, keep 2 spells in hand. Probably Lightning Strike him at end of turn or in response to Eidolon or something like that. Okay. Takes me to 11. This is really close. It's Burn versus Burn. He's obviously playing the better version, but it's going to be really close. Okay. Lightning Strike here. Okay. Come on. Oh my god. Alright, fine. Well, I only run 18. Everything else deals damage to him pretty much. So that's really unlucky, but he must have something in hand. Oh, no, maybe not. Oh my god. Oh my god. We took burn this low, and then we just drew all mountains. Maybe 18 is too high for us. Maybe we want to go to 17 here. Right, sure. I mean, if he has Blame Drop in 3 burn spells, he could just kill me right here even. He doesn't. I draw. Well, it's better than nothing. Presumably he just has like Searing Blaze for it, is my guess. If he Searing Blazes for 3, oh no, I still wouldn't kill him. So he probably does Searing Blaze it. Well, no, he would need a lane drop to do that. Well, we'll see what he does. Okay, he gives up. I don't think we changed how this is built, because like Searing Blood's no good. I wish I had. I should be running something for the mirror probably. Maybe I'll switch it after this game. There's a talisman, for instance. That unfortunately I didn't think to put in the kind of mirror match item. Dragon Claw something. Amulet. I don't remember. I remember what it does, which is whenever a red spell is cast, you gain a life. Oh man, this would be so good if I had just like one land. If I had just like one land, I would keep this. This has a lot of the things that I like. But I think I'm mulligan. I think I need some lands. And I think I keep this. It's not good. I could use rain. I think I could use that. He'll probably kill it, but that's alright. We're a little slow, and he's probably going to be fast. I suspect we'll just lose on the draw here, but I don't know. Well, I guess, yeah. Should have expected that. Mountain Pass. So he's gonna get a couple good whacks off the Goblin Guide here. Oh, and he has Monastery Swiftspear. And I think, ooh, I'm getting a lot of lands. Well, he got me one off of that at least. I think I Magma Jet on. Well, he only has 1 mana. I still think I Magma Jet on Swiftspear before he can pump it at all. I want both of these on top, but so top, I want to draw Rift Bolt next turn so I can suspend it right away. Pass turn. Use him with Goblin Guide. I don't get to flip anything from it, but that's because I have good stuff coming up. Okay, takes me to 13. Oh, now he has the other land. Now he can probably do stuff. He plays. Suspends Rift Bolt. Suspends double Rift Bolt. Sure. Suspend. And I'm not going to bother dicking around here. I'm just going to kill the Goblin Guide. I don't feel like losing any more from the Goblin Guide. I mean, he could have another one in hand for all I know, but that's fine if he does. This turn, do 3 to face. Young Pyromancer, do 3 to face probably, unless he puts down a creature for me to do it too. Well, he takes me to 7, so I'm really low. And he has 3 cards left, so presumably if they're all burned, I'm probably just dead before I can get him really low. But we'll see what he has. There's another land. Well, that's not what he needs. Plays Eidolon. Well, Eidolon's going to be a little hard for me. I mean, obviously I'm just going to hit it with the Rift Bolt here, but that means it's going to do 3 back to me. But I can't really let Eidolon sit on the field, so he probably has me dead next turn. I draw Skullcrack. Land for turn. Into Young Pyromancer. I think I pass just on the off chance that I need to block, but I'm presuming that he just has like bolt or something along those lines. If he doesn't now, he probably will after he brings that in tap, so he needs to do it with that much. Passes. Well, I guess I'll just lightning strike your face. I mean, not gonna not try to do damage here. He has deflecting palm. Sure. Does he have deflecting palm plus a burn spell, like plus bolt? Takes me to 2. Shard Volley is pretty good. Swing in. Still though, it's only I'm doing 3 here. I can do 3 plus 3 is 6, so I can take him to 4. But if he has any burn spell and he has 2 cards in hand, so he must. I just lose. Drew a little heavy on the lands here again, so maybe I do just run a few too many lands. Maybe he has another deflecting palm, I don't know. Skullcrack. Well, I'm gonna try it. If he has deflecting palm, he has deflecting palm. I don't think I'm gonna beat it. Okay. Takes it. Okay. 4 damage to face. I don't know if I can prevent that. Well, I'll do the 3 that I can just to show him I mean business. I mean, it was close, right? I had him dead next turn, he had me dead this turn, so he takes me to 0, I go to -2. The Eidolon didn't really matter, because it only did 2 damage to me, and I would have been at 0 either way. I still think I like how this looks. He didn't show me anything different or anything that I need to worry about. I guess deflecting palm is, it's not really even that big a blowout, but it's a little annoying. I think this is a keep. We got some good 2-mana spells. Yeah, let's do it. Land. I think I do just lead on this. I guess part of me goes, well, if I had another turn 1 play, I might wait on it, but you could wait till you can pump it a couple times. Oh, he has 1/2. How neat. He swings in with it, sure. I mean, unless he has mutagenic growth, I'm gonna kill his and swing back for 2, and then get to scry a little bit. Scry away from lands at this point. All right. Magma Jet. This. Before you can pump it. I think I want both of those. I think I want Young Pyromancer. I guess I just want action, because I really don't want to draw more lanes at this point. Swing in. Okay. Well, he's managed to draw his land base that doesn't make him take damage, which is really good for him, and get all his colors in too. Okay, he suspends Riftbolt. Seems good. I will attack in. Get Young Pyromancer next turn. I think I lightning strike here. I don't really need the scry, so I guess I'll just leave it like that. Bolt's here. Alright, fine, you've convinced me. I'll make it so it lives unless you have another thing. Wasn't gonna do that, but oh, it dies anyway, doesn't it? I'm silly. Well, that was extra bad. So he bolts my guy. He takes 6. Goes to 11. Yeah, I should have waited till next turn so I could get the guy off Young Pyro, but that's fine. Bolts face. I suspect I just play Young Pyromancer next turn just as a sit around and block kind of thing. Okay, Lava Spike seems good. And tapped. Seems smart. I'll play down Young Pyromancer. If you want to kill him, that's alright. Bolts the Pyromancer instead of me. Sure. Yeah, I definitely messed that up. I don't know why I messed that up. He has a lot of land now. I think I'm gonna pass turn and wait to do stuff until his turn, but I'll probably just Magma Jet. In fact, maybe I should have Magma Jetted him on my upkeep so I could control what I drew, but I ended up drawing something pretty good. He's down to 11, which is nice and low. Magma Jet here, take him to 9. Deflecting Palmet. It's so strong. Lightning Helixes me. Well, Lightning Helix is really strong against this in this matchup. Top. I probably should have done that in the other order, although maybe it doesn't matter. Because I kind of want to. I want this spell to hit him the turn I play this, if I can. So I think I pass here. And then next turn I play this and the Lava Spike. And so this turn I do 3 to him, and next turn I do... So this turn I Incinerate end of turn, and the next turn I Swiftspear plus Lava Spike. Seems pretty good. Spends Rift Bolt, sure. Maybe he's sitting on Deflecting Palm. If he is, he'll do 3 to me here, which would be annoying. Does not seem to. Okay. Play out Swiftspear, Lava Spike, face. Take him to 4. Doesn't really want to break that air base at this point. Okay, so he uses that just to kill my guy. I mean, if I have another Rift Bolt or Lava Spike on top, I will be pretty happy. Okay, he does 3 to me. Oh, and he gains a bunch. Suspend. Lava Spike. Alright, it's gonna come down to this. I have 2 cards in hand. Certain double burn spells will just win. I still think I just go... So this is gonna do 2 to me, I'll go to 5. I think I attack him. Because after that, now for him to play a burn spell kills him. I got Lava Spike, so I Lava Spike him. And if he wants to respond, I think he dies. Because he'll do 2 to himself to respond. Got it! We won the match against Burn. That is awesome. I am super happy. Sorry I was talking really low because I keep doing that when I think. Like, gotta stop thinking and remember that I'm on camera and supposed to be talking to people. Ah, well, that was interesting. I think that was the right line. I thought about killing Eidolon, but then I was like, no. If I kill Eidolon, that just makes him free to cast his spells and hit me. And if I hit him, he basically just can't cast any more spells, so then it's just up to me to top deck in the next 2 turns. And if I top deck in either of the next 2 draws, I got it, because 2 damage, I was at 5, would only take me to 3, and then the turn after that, so I'd be at 3 the turn after that, and then using a spell on him would only take me to 1, in which case he would still need to do something to kill me. So sweet. I think the reason we won that was, I mean, I should have a sideboard against it and I didn't, which sucks, but I think the reason we won that was mostly because his lands deal damage to him. So basically we're both trying to do the same thing in the matchup, but he takes anywhere between, I guess this last matchup he only took, I think he actually took 0 from his lands this last game, but in a lot of games he took somewhere between like 2 and 8 damage from his lands just from bringing in shock lands untapped, which he at the time really needed to do to stay in the game. So that's the advantage of mono red versus this fancy one with all these expensive lands. Alright, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Hey guys, Bobgar here. I just really wanted to quickly say, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. If you enjoy my content in general and would like to see more of it, subscribe. I'll be coming out with more content in the future. And please leave me comments and let me know what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, both in terms of production and in terms of my play and my deck building and all that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys next time.